Hello, my name is David Pecor. I'm a museum specialist here at the Walter Reed Biosystematics Unit. The WRBU is responsible for managing the National Sandfly Collection, housed within the Smithsonian Institution of National Museum of Natural History. The collection contains many specimens collected during military operations over the past 50+ years. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we permanently preserve sandflies for the museum. Sandflies are small flying insects that are less than half the size of a mosquito. Like mosquitoes, females require a blood meal to produce eggs. Some sandfly species can transmit pathogens when biting people. By documenting the many species of sandflies around the world, we build a knowledge base of vector threats and how to identify them. Due to their size, it is necessary to examine sandflies using a compound microscope. To do so, we need to fix these specimens to glass slides. The exoskeleton of the flies must also be treated so that we can see internal organs of the specimen, a process called clearing. The result is a specimen that can be viewed under a high magnification for identification. Preserved sandflies can be used to properly document research results, and these are called voucher specimens. Specimens can also be used to develop a reference or teaching collection for your lab. A reference collection provides an opportunity to confirm future identifications and train new personnel. Voucher specimens are deposited in institutions such as the Smithsonian that can provide long-term storage and provide access to researchers. Sandflies are responsible for transmitting diseases such as leishmaniasis, sandfly fever virus, and can be major nuisance biters. There are currently over 50 recognized flaviviruses associated with sandfly species. Sandflies pose a direct threat to U.S. military personnel in places such as Eastern Europe, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, South America, and Africa. The risk of sandfly-borne disease infection in each location will vary by the local sandfly species. Therefore, it is essential to develop and maintain the capability of collecting and identifying sandfly species accurately. For today's protocol demonstration, we will be mounting specimens from the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research and Secretary, which maintains 15 colonies of sandflies for research purposes. Note that this protocol can be used for wild-caught sandflies as well. This protocol is based on procedures outlined in Young and Perkins 1984 and Young and Duncan 1994, and modified to utilize non-toxic permanent mounting medium. In order to preserve specimens permanently, a water-immiscible mounting medium is required. Water-based mounting mediums can darken over time, dry, crack, or require constant re-ringing of the specimen cover slip to preserve the specimen. This protocol uses mounting medium called Uprol, which is a water-immiscible mounting medium but can be dissolved in ethanol if needed. Once dried, a Uprol mount will be clear and last indefinitely. A list of materials needed for this protocol demonstration can be seen on your screen. There are alternatives for each of these items listed as well. However, this protocol will not cover these alternatives in detail. Note that sandfly specimens stored in 70 to 80% ethanol for more than 6 months will be difficult or impossible to macerate. The cuticle becomes fixed and takes much longer to clear. Often these longer clearing times deteriorate the wings, legs, and mouth parts of the specimen, making identification difficult. Flies should be kept dry, preferably in a low humidity environment, secured with tissue paper. Before beginning the mounting process, specimens and slides must first be prepared. Specimens are likely stored in batches corresponding to their collection event and will need to be separated into individual containers. If specimens are stored dry, this first step will place them in ethanol. However, if specimens are already stored in ethanol, this will be replaced with fresh ethanol. At this stage, it is very important to maintain the association between the specimen and the collection data. Each collection event should have a unique number, and this, along with a unique subnumber, will form a unique specimen number for each specimen. For example, USA 002-001 would refer to USA Collection Site Number 2, Specimen 1. Make sure to label crucibles and slides with this unique number and ensure that all collection data can be accurately associated to each specimen during the labeling process. Maceration is the process of clearing specimens so they can be examined under a microscope. The process makes the tissues of the specimen more transparent. The goal of maceration is to eliminate foreign matter, soft tissues, and fat bodies without damage to the chitinous parts of the insect. The amount of time a specimen is left in the macerating agent depends on the degree of sclerotization and the age and pigmentation of the specimen. Sodium hydroxide is a common chemical used for maceration, but potassium hydroxide, lactic acid, or lactophenol can also be used. Once maceration is complete, the process is halted by an acetic acid bath, after which the specimens are placed back into ethanol and are ready for mounting. The mounting process will fix the specimen to the slide and allow for examination under a compound microscope. Once fixed to the slide, the specimen cannot be manipulated, so it is imperative that we capture all important morphological characters during positioning. Some characters will be visible without dissection, while other characters will require dissection and manipulation. After the slides have cured in the drying oven for 2 weeks, they are ready to be labeled. Prepare each label by using the specimen number to track collection data. While your specimen labels do not have to include all associated data, they should include enough essential information to preserve that collection independently. Although electronic records, including specimen catalog records, are considered permanent, record-keeping methods will change over time. There are many examples of this in the Smithsonian collections and other museums, where, over time, paper-based record-keeping methods that catalog specimens becomes lost and all that remains are the specimens and their labels. If this befalls current record-keeping methods, the specimens we preserve today may be all that remain. We hope this information was helpful, and additional resources are available from the RARE and WRBU websites. We look forward to hearing from you with any questions.